Okay, so last night, I got to share this with you, and Noob's in here too. This is the funniest thing. We had the Inside Star Citizen review, and Noob said, "Hey, DG, don't miss the Fury at the end." He's saying Fury, right? He's saying Fury. And I'm like, I thought he's typing furry. Right. And I'm like, look, I'm looking for a dude in a furry outfit. I'm like, what the fuck? And ended up being the Fury. So after the show was over and after the after party, I had such a hilarious laugh, man. I was dying laughing and I almost pissed myself. It was probably the perfect cherry on the end of that after party. After that, it was so funny. I was crying, laughing by myself, like going, "Oh, holy shit, I got to talk about this on tomorrow's show." So I am. I stuttered. No, dude. But I thought that was hilarious because I'm busy looking for a furry. I was like, do I have to slow-mo it here? Like, where's the furry? Why isn't it in the new ship? Why is the furry not inside the new ship? So I just had to share that with you guys. You know, when we were talking about earlier, we were talking about the dude that was kind of railing on me. Maybe the guy's right. Maybe I am a complete moron. It could be. It could be, right, Pepe? Yes, probably. Now, let's look at the new Fury here. We're having a wonderful morning. You guys should join us if you're watching on YouTube. Live here on Twitch, DG360. It's a live show, and we're having a lot of fun. Now, let's look at the new Fury, and let's see what we think of it.
We finally have the first look at the MISC/MIRAI Fury. Along with ISC, the Pipeline Discord has uncovered details about the Fury and its bomber variant. Let's take a look at everything we know about the Fury and its variant, coming to Invictus Fleet Week on May 19th. Hello folks, Space Tech here. And with today's ISC, we not only got a look at the Fury, but also got some insight about the company that makes it, MIRAI. MIRAI, which is Japanese for future, is a sub or sister brand of MISC. With MISC being a primarily industrial ship company, making ships like the Prospector and the Starfarer, the leaders at MISC felt as though they needed to create another performance brand to represent the top-of-the-line ships and vehicles. This brand starts off with their first ship, the MIRAI Razor. Originally a
Oh my god, thank you, bro. Like a boss. Like
GG,
a boss,
don't
dude.
miss the furry.
CIG has decided that Razor, with all of its variants, fits better with a brand focused around performance. So come 3.19, the Razor will officially be part of MIRAI.
So funny.
Moving on to the Fury. We got these close-up shots of the Fury, followed by a full view from the front. Leaks indicate that the Fury has 4 size 2 weapons equipped. This amount of firepower gives the Fury great alpha damage, especially at its size. With those weapons, it would put the firepower of the Fury around the same as some other light fighters. That being said, the Fury is leaked to have, quote, best-in-class maneuverability and fully integrated cutting-edge Xi'an tech, unquote. This, combined with the way these engines seem to be placed around the corners of the ship, mean that I think the Fury has a strong possibility of being even more maneuverable than ships like the P-72.
You know, I think the design comes from this, and I'm not even joking. Like, this is what I thought when I saw this after I thought I missed the Furry here. There's a game, old school, and I remember this. I believe Coleco is what I played it on. I can't remember exactly what I played this on, but it was called Arc Fury. Or Space Fury in certain areas. But like, if you look at that very small ship in the middle there that's all splayed out, like I know I'm asking for a lot of imaginative power here. Yeah, I think it was Space Fury. Other areas, it was called Arc Fury. They had like 2 different title releases on it. It was really weird, Coop. But like, if you look at that particular ship right there, it literally, use your imaginations now. Use your 1980 imagination on this. I literally feel like they got the design from this, or somebody that was doing the work on this particular ship got the design because they played this game as a kid. I don't know. It would be cool to find out, though. It would be very cool to find out. Maybe I'll put that link. Maybe I'll put this link in the description when I put the highlight to YouTube. But that was one of my initial thoughts after looking at it. Yeah, Star Fury.
Let alone light fighters like the Arrow or Gladius.
I think I remember
Early
playing
leaks
it.
indicate that when folded up, the Fury takes about half the space of a P-72.
I can't really remember that far back.
You could see as many as 10 Furies packed inside of
a lot of dark spots.
Each one of those would be extremely difficult to track due to their mobility and hard to hit given their tiny dimensions. Truly a formidable foe.
Right, Coleco, wasn't it, Coob?
This brings us to the variant of the Fury, the Miru. While the Miru translates to see, watch, or look when directly translated from Japanese, your enemies aren't going to be doing any of that, as you bring to bear a whole 20 missiles that replace those size 4 weapons. At this point, we don't know if it'll have any weapons at all outside of
they need to keep that revenue flowing, you know what I mean, noob? That's why they're continually running that. That was a big gripe I had. I remember I went on to their show. By the way, Noobifier says, for everybody who didn't read that, he says, SIG is so painted into a corner they sell ships to pay for the game. They have over 200 ships, some are released. They should work on other ships, but they must sell new ships to maintain the hype. Effing crowdfunding is double-edged. Absolutely. That's absolutely correct, man. Well, like when you're doing your own thing, you got to continually bring in that revenue. They got to continually pump out the ships. And that was one of my biggest gripes in 2017 was this grind in ships. And at the time, there was a dude named, oh God, I can't remember his name. The Base? Was it The Base? You guys remember that show? It was like a podcast. They still might be doing it. Not Jeroen. Jeroen's the Space Yacht Club. Who's the other gentleman that does the podcast at The Base? I can't remember his name. And I was on their show. And that was the Base Radio. Yeah, and they used to have people on. I think it was, I can't remember the name of their show they did, but I was on it. And my biggest gripe was that. Has it tapered off? That's sad. That's sad. The guy was really like hardcore, like, you know, this is the, you know, he was very opinionated and like, boom, like his opinion or nobody else's. I went on that show. It's like one of the first podcasts I think I ever did. It was back in 2016, 2017. And I was bitching about like ship sales back then. But then as I progressed and realized like, hey, I want to see this company make a profit and report a profit, which nobody thought at the time that was important. Oh, they're a tech company. They don't have to report a profit. And I'm like, guys, they actually do eventually need to report good sized profits at the rate that they're growing. I would like to see it. I get on conference calls, you know, like I own some stocks here and there. Like, you know, I know what the financial world's about a little bit, even though some people think I don't. A lot of people. But I was on that show and I said, I'm not really comfortable with Cloud Imperium continually putting out ship after ship after ship, right? This was my initial thought back in 2016, 2017. And then like the more I like realized like, hey, if I really do want to see them make a profit, the like 80 to 85% of revenues are coming from ship sales. Like basically the money coming in right now is all ship sales. Subscribers, some other things here and there. They still have VC money, but all in all, it's ship sales. So in order for them to continually grow, this is that double-edged sword that Noob is talking about. And Relin, that was one of the dudes' name. Yeah, Relin was the tech noob, and then there was another gentleman who was like had glasses, I think. But anyway, they hopped on me about that. They got upset because I said that, you know, and they were like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about, DG?" And I was just like, "Hey, you know, guys, it looks like it's like boom, boom. Let me take your money. Let me take your money. Let me take your money." But the more I got into the numbers, I realized like, hey, Cloud Imperium is making their money from this, and this is positive because you need it to grow. You need the business to grow. You need it to thrive if you ever want to see this game come out. So then I wasn't so upset about the ship sales, and plus I love the ships. Like I mean, dude, the kid in me that played Star Wars with that giant Millennium Falcon. You guys remember that? For you guys in the 80s, you remember when you got the Millennium Falcon? That motherfucker, the top flipped open, had the little hollow chess game in it. You guys remember that? You sit Chewbacca down, and Ben Kenobi's right there. There's a big old hunk of plastic. It was probably like 10 pounds of plastic. You kill somebody with that Millennium Falcon. Ever since I was a kid and you had toys like that, I've been wanting games like this to simulate that same experience where you can go in and you can like feel like you're in the ship. And this game does that, man. This game does that very, very, very well. There's not a lot of other games out there where you can feel like you have this sense of ownership, where you're like, wow, this thing, I'm walking around in it. Yeah, it was a great childhood trip. I was killing people with Millennium Falcons all over the place.
missiles, but I don't think that's likely for balance reasons. So given this unbelievable offensive power, how on earth is CIG going to keep these things balanced? First and foremost, the leaked descriptions of these ships both explicitly mention the words short-range combat.
No, my mom was cool.
To me,
got me that
this is
shit when I
obviously
was a
stating
kid.
that this snubcraft, unlike the Pisces, will not have a quantum drive at all. This seems like a really great trade-off to me, since the snub category of ships is thus far very underpopulated, and so this ship won't be replacing or taking the place of any dedicated fighters like the Arrow or Gladius in regular bounty
Good trip.
hunting.
You had me worried, dude.
If anything,
I was like, oh,
I believe
man.
we'll end up seeing
Trip had a
snub
hard
used
life.
far more in multi-crew scenarios, which I think is super enjoyable and brings a sense of balance to the ship. Losing its quantum drive also means that the bomber variant will require someone to reload its missiles manually once it's safely redocked in its mothercraft.
I'm so worried about you,
it'll
Trip.
be completely useless for the rest of the fight. For the gun variant, I think they will end up balancing the ship by giving it extremely small capacitors, curbing the snub's ability to keep up a high sustained damage. Of course, if the lasers are replaced with ballistics, the ship ends up completely out of the fight unless it can find a pad. Other factors to consider for the ship will be its relatively small signature,
I like how
allowing
this
it to
guy
infiltrate
mixes in this
Jumptown in
music.
large numbers if its carrier
It's like
ship
I'm in a
lands farther
sales
out.
room, you know?
That is, of course, if CIG doesn't also give the snub extremely limited hydrogen fuel to prevent the ship from being used solo with the carrier just parked very far out. Another interesting question is, what ships do you think the Fury will fit inside? Its opening animation makes it look like it almost folds up a little bit. Do we think that it'll require...
This thing being compactable like that is a great carrier ship, to be on a carrier. Like, listen, when you want to put 1,000 million ships into one thing, this is the ship to do it. You just collapse it. You stack them next to each other like little SCU units. You push a button, and it... No, they don't act that way. That would be awesome, though. See, as a fleet commander, as somebody who really respects the makeups of different types of squadrons and how you're fitting ships and what ships you're using, I would love to have a carrier just filled with these things, you know? And then get me NPC. I'm going to hire NPC pilots for every one of these. Just push a button, attack. That's what I would really like.
Are a full-size one pad
Right,
like the ones
Fury
found
Swarm,
in the
right,
890
Coop.
jump? Or
That's
perhaps
what I'm
it'll fit
talking
into the
about.
bespoke hangar of the carrier. If it really folds up small, it will hopefully fit into cargo bays like the one in the Corsair and the Crusader Hercules series, allowing you to carry multiple of them.
I saw that, Aether.
So do you
we
think
got that
the
in our
Fury and its
Discord,
variants
too.
are
We're
gonna
hooked
be
right
balanced
into
in this
leaks.
state? Of course, these are leaks, so anything can change between now and the release of these ships.
You see the
Which
new
ones are
skins,
you
too? The
most
new
excited
skins look
about?
kind of cool.
As always, I will have an in-depth video covering the
Not a
Fury
big
and its
skin
bomber
guy,
variant
but-
and all the details and comparisons as soon as it releases. So like and or subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Take care and see you in the next one.
Okay, that's nice. Now let's see what Montoya thinks about this. I dig Montoya. I like his opinions. I don't always agree, but I think he's a rational adult. Let's see what he thinks about it.
And no time to waste, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. You are looking at the sneak peek of the new MISC Fury. At least I believe it's going to be called the MISC Fury. This is the new ship being offered by MIRAI. MIRAI, is that the name? Which is a subsidiary of MISC, I believe, in the lore of the game. It's been teased to be coming out for some time, and this is it. I was completely wrong. I said it's going to be a race car or some kind of golf cart, but hey, this isn't bad. I like what I see.
Trip. Yes, I did.
It's looks like a TIE fighter from this angle. Looks like a small one-seater with 4.
So I can't really show it on the show because then I couldn't give my reaction. I got totally entranced in it.
Sneak peek, which came at the end of Inside Star Citizen. Let's go.
Curious if I said.
All right, we'll play it through, and then we'll go back and pause it to see if we can
Where's
see
the
anything
furry?
special there, so we know things move.
I'm looking for a furry. Where's it at?
And that's it. All right, so that whole thing is pretty small. We know it's small because it's going to be sitting right over there in the Invictus Hall, and that is a pad for a small ship, like the Razor, even smaller. It looks a bit wider than that. I'm wondering if that is actually what it says. That's where it's supposed to be. It looks like it's wider than what that is, but again, very small ship, and it's going to be shown on May the 19th under the manufacturer of MIRAI. And there it is. So let's go frame by frame a bit slower and see if there's anything special
Link them up in the Discord, bro.
on that.
We'll
For
put them
you
on
guys who are
next
new,
week's
you
show.
wonder why people are excited over that. There's a lot of ships in
How you
Star
doing,
Citizen.
Sage? Good
Chris
to see you,
Roberts
bro.
wanted to have the universe filled with different vehicles, the same way you drive on a road in real life and there's different manufacturers, different cars, different paint jobs. He wants the same thing in Star Citizen, and it's going a long way to actually do that. But as you play the game, you start wanting to gravitate towards a certain ship which you like to fly. Me personally, I like the small ships. I think they are very cool, and I tend to use the small ones more than anything else. So yeah, this is right up my alley.
That's what she said?
We'll speculate on price in a second. So beginning with the first frame they show
That's
us
what
over
she
here.
never said.
Avionics, it does seem to have components, and there's a fuel inlet there. Looks like I guess that is a maneuvering thruster maybe. Difficult to tell what we're looking at from this angle. That is, I'm going to guess, because of small ship size ones, are we going to guess 4
Those were the Xi'an nipple
size
clamps.
ones, maybe? So we can, I can't tell. Well, that's the interior. You can go back.
I love it. I love it.
There.
It does have an alien vibe to it, to the point where like Montoya is genuinely confused about it. Like look at Montoya's face here. Can we get slow mo with this, Pepe, please? Can we watch Montoya's expression in slow motion? Let's watch this. Let's see. He's very confused. He's Noob says none of this is all right, let's slow-mo.
Size ones, maybe. So we can.
He's having a hard time with it. I love it. I love Montoya. Montoya, if you're watching, I love you, dude. I'm just having a little fun, dude.
Well, that's the interior. You can go back a bit there.
Some of these
Go.
things.
Okay, so that's the cockpit right over there, and this is the size 1 weapon. Going forward a bit to that. I can't tell what we're looking at over there. Interior. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I'm having a great morning with you guys. Stunner, I'm having... Oh, man, let's keep going.
A camera, an external camera?
Come on, Montoya.
Is that what it is?
Well, we don't know.
And I'm guessing that's the animation which goes from the landing mode to flight mode. I guess it opens up a bit. I'm liking what I see. Kind of a X-wing type.
Kerbo, welcome back. Welcome home, Kerbo. You know, it's crazy
as you
here.
can see from this external shot there, that's the cockpit over here. We're looking at the side.
We can recognize the
storage
cockpit.
compartment and avionics components right above it over there. A lot of ships being redesigned to the gold
What's
standard.
up, Unholy
Obviously, the new
Ghost?
one's
How are
coming
you,
out,
bro?
Gold standard ready with all
Thank
these
you for all the
components
clips this morning.
and storage places already available to us. And thrusters, obviously very reminiscent of the Geon Scout.
It's probably one of the best shows ever,
technology
Coop.
being used there from
Best
that
show ever
manufacturer.
today.
And here we're zooming out from the cockpit. MIRAI, dual stick pilots rejoice. And
Absolutely.
zooming out for
Absolutely.
the whole picture.
We don't take ourselves
Come on,
seriously
that's totally
here.
a TIE fighter. And it comes in black. I'm sold. All right, so the only question is price.
It's impressive, and it looks
small ship.
evil. I love it.
With LTI, new release.
Absolutely new.
Should we say?
I have an
wanna
IQ of
say
2, which is better than 1.
100 war bond. It's tough to tell. It depends what the specifics
the
of
price
it
of
are.
this
Is
guy?
it more combat?
What
is
is
it
the price
fast?
of this guy?
Does it do something better than an existing ship?
I didn't
Starter
scope out the
ships
price
will
yet on
be
this.
around the $80 range these days. But this looks like it's pretty heavily armed for a starter, assuming 4 size 1s. It's not bad. That's definitely quite beefy. Although, is there a gun on this side over here? I don't see a...
This had been $50 in 2017. Just saying. In 2017, 2018, 2019, all that era, this would have been a $50 ship. Now we're all like, oh, $90. Like everything's going up. Groceries going up. Digital spaceships are going up.
A weapon.
Don't get me started on
Maybe
inflation.
it's just the way the camera's angled.
Don't get
but
me
it's supposed to be
started
there, right?
on serious economic
yeah,
inflation
so
talk.
from what I see so far, Not bad. I like it. This speaks to me. If it comes in black, absolutely. Under $100, I'd be surprised. Around 100 to 120.
It is, Coop.
Again, I don't know how this is going to slot in. We don't know what the...
Here's what I got to say. We as consumers have to start being more hardcore. And when people are pricing things, we got to stop buying. We got to be like, nah. We need to be like mafia-esque on this in terms of being like, can we as consumers collectively come together and really seriously clamp down on our purchases? And no, we can't do that, Pepe. What do you got over there? Wow, that's shiny, dude. How much is that? Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you money after the show for that. I'll give you, it's very shiny.
Weapons on it are. We don't know what the speed is. It's obviously going to be very
can we please
movable,
clamp
like
down
the
on our
Xeon
purchases?
Scout. And the alien tax. I forgot about that. There's also an alien tax. So, yeah. I kind of have to raise that. Now, the Xeon Scout sold for, excuse me, 150. Was it 150? So, this is smaller. Yeah, I'm going to have to put it between 120 125. Anyway, we'll find out soon enough.
It's too much. That would be too much. I would not pay anything over $100 for this. I mean, I'm like this particular. I mean, for the size of the ship, just the size of the ship, I would say like 80-ish. 80-ish. If you're asking like 90 or over, like 90 maybe. I don't know, Gator. Do we not have a number? Do we not have a for sure number on this yet? $90 for the Xi'an Tech trip? Yeah, man. Like I like 80 is me pushing it. Like 90 is me going like 80 is me pushing it on this. Like that's just my vibe. I got old school mentality here. Like I like the look. I do like the look. It does have that oppressive TIE fighter kind of like Empire feel to it. And, you got to respect that. You got to respect the dun, 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 dun. You got to respect it. When you see that, you're willing to pay a little bit of a premium. But my premium's like 80-ish to 90, like high 80s, low 90s is my premium price on this for the Empire vibes, It could be. If they go, like, we don't have a price. We need a price. We need a price on this guy. If anybody knows the price of this guy, or it's just please let me know, because I'm telling you what, if it's over 90, I can't do that. I can't do that. I just can't. Right, Pepe? I can do that. I do that. Oh shit. All right. Next clip.